you niggas ain't real, real, real. Some of you niggas ain't real, real, real. Some of you niggas ain't real, real, real. Some of you niggas ain't real, real, real.
All right, all right. Welcome to, excuse me. Welcome to Knowledge for Knowledge and exchanging information with Knowledge Ali. Thank you for tuning in. Over here at Knowledge for Knowledge, we like to go over and discuss topics relating to the so-called black community and inform and educate to find solutions to the problem so they're not a problem no more. You understand? With that being said, let's get into the episode at hand. The topic for this evening: what's really wrong with single mothers?
Oh,
Now,
damn.
before we get into this, please don't get offended. It's only worded that way to get your attention. So pay attention and
Okay.
let's not miss the message, okay?
Okay. Okay.
So just wanted to put that out there before getting to the topic and opening the panel a little later on. So just hear me out, okay? First of all,
Oh,
ain't nothing wrong inherently with single mothers. However, they do face a unique set of challenges that can make their journey a little bit more difficult compared to a two-parent household.
agree.
Single mothers often have to manage all households expenses on a single income, which can lead to financial stress. The emotional burden of raising children alone can be significant. Single mothers might experience feelings of loneliness, depression, and anxiety due to lack of a partner to share responsibilities. Without a partner, single mothers may lack the support system needed for both practical and emotional assistance. This can make it harder to balance things like work, childcare, and personal time. So, like, juggling work and parenting duties can leave single mothers with little time for themselves, leading to things like burnout and exhaustion. So, unfortunately, single mothers can sometimes face societal stigmas and judgment, which can affect their self-esteem and mental health. You agree or no? So,
I fully agree. I fully agree.
now,
And you know why.
yeah. Now,
If I
despite,
told you to take your school shirt off, go do that right now. I'm sorry.
okay, but yeah.
And this is being a
Um,
single mother.
exactly. Despite the challenges, many single mothers demonstrate incredible strength and resilience. So I think it's important to recognize and support their efforts rather than, to focus on perceived shortcomings. I mean, fuck, we all not perfect. So I mean, I think you got to give grace when grace is needed. So
I mean,
um,
that's I really do. And here's the thing: the situations that come about when it's time for birthdays, when it's time for back to school, when it's time for Christmas gifts, when it's time just to, bitch, I'm tired today. I can't grieve on my own. I can't, hold on. I can't even struggle on my own without people being like, but you chose to have them kids. I did. I made a choice. That is true. Agreed.
and I understand. You didn't do that, or that action's not done with a single person. As I said, always it always takes two to tango. So the bulk of that responsibility shouldn't just fall on one person. So I agree with you.
Mhm. Because the thing about it is, though, like with the other parent, there should be a time that because I handle the bulk of the responsibilities. If I ever say to you, "Hey, this too much, help me," and you don't, why? Why?
How is this? How is it being? Because sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So
Oh,
that's
first of all, my delivery is always off, and I take full responsibility for that. I really do.
okay.
True, true, true. Um, and then also, but it's also a situation that it's the people around single mothers need to understand. Y'all see the signs when it's getting like that. Y'all know the reasons because I tell you the reason.
What would
So,
what would be some of those signs?
when I just do nothing for myself anymore, when I was always a girl that did self care, and now it's like I don't have time to do nothing. I'm ripping and running to make sure their life is okay. Those times when you see me and I look completely different than I normally look on a consistent basis, what would make a person in your life not say, "Hey, you need a break. You're either spiraling or just not being yourself." Because there's a difference in those two as well. We'll get back to that later on in the live, I'm sure, because I'm not trying to take over your show. But there's a difference. There's a difference between spiraling and looking crazy because you have no choice and no time, and you so
Hmm.
tired. I'd rather sleep an extra 30 minutes before I go to work than put time into the way I look.
Okay.
I can't get my nails done, get my feet done, get my hair done because I don't have the time because I'm giving it to my children.
So you would be asking for well, I don't want to assume nothing. What would you be asking as far as like I guess
Hey,
would you need
take
like
some
downtime to yourself or
downtime, even time enough, even time enough, because a nail appointment take 2 hours and a hair appointment can take four, right?
Mhm.
So just time to do those things, and that's those to me. That's the basics. That's not dealing with mental health. That's not that's not taking care of myself. That's taking care of my appearance.
Yeah.
So even if I do steal away, I got 15 phone calls. You not doing it. Ma, can I do this? Ma, can I do that? Even if I take the time, then I gotta worry about, well, what you doing when I'm not home? Okay, well, you not making the right choices, so I'm gonna stay here with you and look you in your face and make sure I see what you're doing.
Okay, so we done identified some things that would be needing some help, right?
Hmm.
So let's go to the other side of that, so, because we don't just want to always bring up what may be an issue. We ain't trying to do no point, no fingers, no tit for tat or nothing like that. Um, how can we or mostly us men um support single mothers and help make a significant difference in your lives?
Well, there's two sides to that, right? This is a twofold answer. The first thing that the single mother needs to do is say that she needs a moment. That's one thing, right?
That she needs a moment.
That she needs a moment. Like the truth to be told is a lot of times most single mothers they wait till it's real bad
Okay, yeah. Because I was just gonna ask you to break that
So,
down.
right?
Is that
And
beforehand or you
yeah,
already in the
truth of the
midst?
matter.
Okay.
Mhm. So I'm already there. I'm already in a crisis. But it's a responsibility for both parties, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
not to blame either party, but your lack of preparedness is not my emergency, and that's everybody. That goes for everybody in the situation because you didn't say that you needed help on the first day you fell off. That's on you. When you wait till it gets bad, I learned that when I was working in the food stamp office, and my manager said that to me, and that's how he felt about our client. He said, "Your lack of preparedness is not my emergency." Granted, his reason for saying that was totally different than what hit me when he said it,
Mm-hmm.
and and that was in 2016. But when you keep getting into this situation, now you have to start looking at yourself. What role did I play in this situation not working out for me?
So that would be acknowledgement and accountability of self, right?
Correct. And I think that that's a common denominator when you ask the question, what's wrong with single mothers? My
Mhm.
response to, oh, damn, was, okay, so we putting a mirror up right now. Okay,
Like,
let's go.
like I say, not to cut you off. Like I say, is worded that way to get your attention. Cause I know some gon' read and be like, okay, what the fuck you mean, or they gonna be taken back, and so I know it's a lot of ears listening to be like, okay, what you mean by that?
Right. And first of all, everybody, the number one rule of self preservation is defense. I get
Mm-hmm.
defensive because I know that you holding a mirror up. So now I have to hold that thought because I got to be a parent again. Hey, what's up, boys? Go to the pool on a Tuesday night. That's enough. Y'all both got school in the morning. Run around and play out here real quick for about an hour, and then get back upstairs and for you downstairs and handle it. Okay? All right. I'm on a call right now, so give me a moment. Crazy thing about it is, I know for a fact if I don't move myself out of this vehicle because he want to play outside, that I gotta ride off. Because I won't. They gonna come back in like 2 seconds for no reason, just because that's just what it is.
Yeah. So
So I'm
you
moving to another
you
parking spot where they can't see me and I can see them.
say what?
I'm gonna move to another parking spot where they can't see me, but I can still see them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Got to keep an eye on them.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I don't
you
know,
had
but we
you
have a
had
moment.
spoken on women being defensive. Why is that, or why do you think
Well,
some
it's
are
real
that way?
simple. It's real simple because everybody's self reflection moment is different. You know what I'm saying? It's different. And if you're not ready to look at yourself that way, then there's no way that you won't react that way. Which in
So
reality, you shouldn't. You
okay,
should take that as a gift.
yeah. So like, what if like if the man brings up something and he has all of the best intentions, but the words get taken the wrong way. It like I think I could say it. Even if we got the best intentions, it put us in like a damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Right. And that's bringing up a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
But the truth about it is right. The truth of the matter, like I said, you should think of this as a gift. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I suffered for, and you giving me a gift right now that you don't even know, even to see myself and speak on my situation. I was
Okay.
in a whole marriage where you watched me fall and you said nothing. So that's like I said, that's a whole nother issue because then when you finally get somebody who will check you, then instead of you seeing that as a gift, you want to attack that person. Which at the end of the day, they could have just minded their own business.
True.
But instead of that being a gift, you're my person, and I see you going down a road that I don't want you to go down. I don't want
Hmm.
you to experience this. I want you to be the person that I fell in love with. And there's
She probably got a phone call. So
see, I told you I moved and he called my phone.
huh?
No, he moved and he called my phone. I moved and he
Oh.
called my phone. I told you.
You know you're
I
gonna keep
told
an eye
you. That's what he
on
want to
you.
do.
You keeping an eye on him. He watching you.
Of
You
course.
ain't.
Like I literally can see you. I'm looking right at you. Are you like, well, my man?
But
So, but the truth of the matter is, like I said, us as single mothers, it's hard. It's hard. But when you get into a space where you have a man, specifically, since that's what the person that we're speaking on right now,
mm-hmm.
we have to take a step back. And sometimes, like Summer Walker said, "Hey, girl, hush your mouth, be quiet, and think about the situation and analyze it, and see that maybe this is not an attack on me. Maybe this is something to help."
Why do you think women feel it is like always in an attack, so to speak?
Well, um, I can't speak for all women, and I never do that. But I can give my opinion on my experience.
Okay,
I
that's
have,
good.
I have so many things as not only a black woman, a plus size black woman. Number one, I got my employer talking to me like I'm crazy because you think I'm lazy because of that. I got my past trauma and past hurt from relationships, the judgment from everybody because I'm not married and I have two different fathers for my children. I have all of that. So in order um to continue to be in a space where I can continue going, now I gotta put a guard up. Now I gotta put a wall up. So now when somebody comes to me with constructive criticism or genuine care, my first defense is, and what you mean by that? Arms folded, neck rolling, eyes rolling, face in the sky.
Yeah,
But
and
at the
yeah,
time,
yeah. Go ahead, go ahead, go
you,
ahead.
at the same time, in order to healthily be a person that's a single parent, you gotta see what it is to what it is. You got to.
So if somebody come along and they are a asset,
Hmm.
you're saying it would behoove them to go with it, going
And
against it.
recognize what it is. Right. Recognize what it is. Like I got into a space where I literally got everything I wanted in a man. But because I wasn't mentally prepared for it, I fucked it up. And that's what happens a lot of times.
So that would be like self-sabotaging, right? And it's oh well, I think she got another phone call. So
I'm
wait,
still here.
there we go.
Let's continue talking. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what you say?
I said no, I didn't get another phone call. My phone just did something crazy. But
Um,
yeah, I mean that's the truth of the matter. And I think that um it would behoove all of us to, like someone said, hush your mouth and think. Think more than you talk.
for some, I'm gonna say for some that's harder than said.
Absolutely the right. That's absolutely the right response to that statement that I just made. It is real hard. I lived it.
Yeah,
It's
because
almost impossible.
I know for some it's like a win loss mentality, even though it's not even a win loss situation. And I chop a lot of that up as learned behaviors and whatnot, and that'll be another episode because I'm gonna have to dive deep into that one. And if you know me, you ain't gonna like what I say, but it's gonna be the truth. Because some
Right.
don't backtrack, they don't backtrack where it came from to the source, and they'll be amazed where a lot of it came from, and you'll see where a lot of generational curses got birth and grew throughout the timeline of your family. Yeah,
Right. And then what happens, what ends up happening is you don't realize when people start going quiet. They may have tried to say something. You made them
yeah,
feel a about it. And they saying, I ain't got nothing to say no more. And now you to a deeper hole.
yeah. Then they don't never figure out why nothing don't go right.
Right. Every time I turn around, I'm looking in, I'm in a situation. But did you take accountability for how you got there? You might have had some good people come along. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't bad. It's some bad out there, but everybody ain't bad. Some people have genuine concerns and intentions. There are some people that do.
And sometimes you gotta know when to get the fuck out your own way. Because sometimes we
Right,
could be in
right, right.
our own worst critic, you know.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
but that one there probably gonna have to be a 2 part episode or something. Yeah, that one gonna get real deep.
Yeah, it's gonna get real deep because it touches this type of topic touches on so many different things, right? It touches on, wanting help, but when you get it, you abuse it, or needing help, and then at that point, ain't nobody willing to help you, or just sometimes people just turn a blind eye. It's so many different aspects that can be touched on in this conversation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right, it's so many angles, but even a two-part episode won't be able to cover it
Yeah,
out. It has to be
man.
what it needs to be is a continuous conversation to where
Yeah,
we're constantly analyzing ourselves to be better.
this might be an episode, and then go into a whole open panel discussion after the fact. Yeah, woo.
And a series too, like maybe a
Yeah.
weekly, monthly situation, because there's so many issues to address here.
Yeah, they gotta overstand, understand, and understand all three of them at the same time. That
Because
tree got a lot of roots and a lot of
we
branches.
ain't even brought the kids into it. When you talking about kids of the new person that come in and how they react to it, we ain't even touched on that part yet. Like managing how to
Oh,
handle a situation with your new partner and your kids.
okay, touch on it.
So again, like I always, and I'm put the disclaimer out, I speak on my experience.
Hmm.
Kids are not as resilient as we say they are, right? They have traumas and experiences that they're not happy with at the same time, just like we do. So, of course, I had an ex that abused the situation, like for real, completely abused the situation. So, while my kids were open to it in the first aspect, the first time it happened, and that wasn't a good person, um, then now we're in a situation where the next person come along, they really might be a good person. They ain't open to it either.
Why did you think that was that way?
Because they were scarred and let down, lied to even. You see what I'm saying?
True.
So when it came down to it, they looking like I ain't even with it. I'm not opening myself up for somebody to just leave us again.
Yeah.
And then you got to think about the whole thing of watching your mama get hurt again. You know what I'm saying?
True.
It brings out a whole different side, a whole different aspect. So even though I have a good person in my life and the next go around, when it comes down to it, now I have to. It's an extra fight because I got to fight through not just my scar tissue, not just the partner scar tissue, but the children's scar tissue. And as a single mother, I'm gonna put myself on the back burner all day, focusing on them kids first. So,
Yeah, that's how I look at it. It's about the kids.
hmm
If don't nothing else work, is about the kids, and like that's easier said than done, because that's deep, because like you got to be real careful of what you say, how you say it, what you do, how you do it.
hmm
If you got somebody else involved, yeah, because your kids, like people think their kids don't be knowing nothing. Nah, your kids know. They know
I
way more
know.
than what the fuck you think they know.
Because the truth of the matter is, whether they deal with a situation or not, whether they see it, they feel it. And I
Yeah,
read a
they may
post
not be
that,
able to verbally express it, but they feel it on some type of emotion. Yeah.
right, and I read a post that, and it was so true. That said that, um, kids are not, they're, what did it say? Okay, so kids strive more when they have a healthy mother, when they can see that their mother is happy and she's fulfilled, and when they not, they're off because we were connected. The daddy did his due. He did his thing. He planted his seed. But I was the one that watered it. And if I ain't good, they ain't gonna never be good.
Ooh,
They're connected to me
you
in a
might wanna
different
say
way.
that part. Say that part again.
If I'm not good, they're never going to be good because they were connected to me on a different level. No longer, I call my children that my heart beats and live outside my chest. I said it to them all the time. So, and to think about it in this manner, do you not think that the children feel the same way about the fact that they're connected to you that way too? My son can look at me and I done put on the biggest mess ever and say, Mama, what's wrong? I ain't said nothing. I ain't moved different. I don't look different. But he can see it by just looking at me.
Yeah, like they know, and then a lot of that come from because when unfortunately, when breakups happen and whatnot, the primary parent is the woman in most cases.
hmm
So yeah, a
See,
lot.
we done seen another branch. We done seen another branch. Hold on. Let me tell you what just came in my head. And
Was it?
then if the man is the primary parent, everybody looks at the woman like she crazy. Because how could you give up your kids?
Well, I am one who is the primary parent of two girls, and do I have a way I feel about they mothers? Yeah, I keep that shit to myself. My kids don't hear it. I don't speak bad. I'll speak the truth, but I don't speak bad. But my kids smart as the fuck, so they already see it because they bring it up. But that's something else. But
That's something else. That wasn't where I was
I
going with
never
it.
bashed, or like I would kind of like not defend, but like I would have to explain to people who look at it crazy, like what you like how you say like how they do this, how they do that, and I'm like, hey, you don't know nobody's situation, you don't know what they got going on. I'm not even faulting them, I'm just doing what I need to do as a father. That's it, period. I don't give a shit about the rest. As long as my kids good, fuck what the hell they're going on.
Because at the end of the day, there's not. I mean, we hold emphasis on the father and the mother role, but the truth of the matter is, everybody's a parent in this situation. I'm sorry. Why is it up for me?
I hope you went out. So let's
What
see.
is it? Why does it mean? But I'm back. I'm back.
Okay, there
You
we
hear
go.
me?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah. So it's like, but what is it to say just because I'm the mother and I gotta take the role? Well, just because you're the father, you gotta take on the role. Why can't we do it together? Because the way I was, the week that they was made was with us too. I don't understand. Even if that looks like 6 months out the year you got them. 6 months out the year I got them, or every other week. However it needs to be. Why is that not okay?
You saying why is it okay? What exactly is not okay? So I can make something correct.
The societal norms and
Uh huh.
the cultural roles what everybody thinks the way it's supposed to be. Why does the man have to be a weekend parent, or why does the woman have to be a weekend parent? Why do we not realize that we're parents? Forget what role we play. We're parents and we're equal.
True, but if somebody got emotions in the play, then that's why them situations come like that. Like, okay, if the relationship is over, why are we carrying these emotions? Nah, we supposed to be on
Let it be
logic.
on.
We
Hmm.
supposed to be on logic. That picture book done closed. We on the bigger picture.
And that's another issue too,
I
because
I feel like
there
we
is so
can't
much
move safe.
animosity in the relationships that happen. Okay, why can't we both be adults in the situation and say, "Hey, we ain't work out. I don't even like you. You don't
Now,
like
somebody
me."
in the comments say, because y'all as women have been brainwashed to think only women are supposed to raise children, and
I agree with
that's a
that
good point.
statement.
That's a good point,
I agree with that statement so
and
much,
I
because
think
at the
that's
end of the
why.
day,
Uh huh. Go ahead. Go
that's
ahead.
why we need to keep having these conversations so that we can be unbrainwashed in the situation. You see what I'm saying? That's
Facts.
why I would make the point of societal norms. What makes that the norm? That's not
Yeah.
even reality.
Where did that come from? Why are we not questioning that?
Hmm. 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 Why are we not questioning that? And at the end of the day, the only people suffering is our kids.
Facts. And either one side or both don't realize that because they caught up in their feeling.
Correct. And whole accountability situation. I've been in that situation for a while, for in the beginning, but
I say because
there has to
mothers
be
are
a.
looked up as nurturers.
That's true too. But even if my child lives with with their father, why can't I still be a nurturer? Make that make sense? It doesn't.
I can't answer that. I I'm not even going. Yeah, I'm gonna sit that one out because I don't want nobody to make it seem like I sound like I got some trauma. Nah, I don't. I just know fucked up shit when I know fucked up shit, but I ain't gonna speak on. You can carry that one.
Well, it's definitely some fucked up shit, and I have to carry that one because I was a victim of it. At that point of the way my mind was,
Yeah,
and then I literally got to the point, and I told him, I said, "Hey, I don't give a fuck about you or your new girl. Let's come together for these kids."
they say speak how you feel. All right, well they know me, so yeah, they know that's how I am anyway. So fuck
First
it.
of all,
But
you
I,
and I know you too, so I don't know why you're not. You always speak how you
hey
feel,
man,
whether you
everybody
get
don't
mad
know me,
about it or
so
not.
I gotta get people warmed up to me. Some people got to get acclimated. Sometimes I know I'm the friend that you got to give a fucking disclaimer about because I don't just freestyle out my mouth flow fluently. Like it don't get no fuck. I ain't got no filter. What the fuck for? I'm country as hell. The hell for? But anywho, what I was gonna say before I cut myself short was I was when you were saying something about when the man had the children and the mother don't be around and I was like yeah, I'm gonna leave that shit short and sweet without going into detail. I didn't experience that shit firsthand with one of my children. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't hold nothing against nobody. I don't give a fuck. Hey, that's on you. That ain't on me. You ain't got to answer to me. You got to answer to your child. That's how I look at that shit.
And you got to answer to your maker. He chose you to be a
Yeah,
creative
but you,
life.
you got to answer to your child before you meet your maker. So you must, in some situations you might prefer to want to meet your maker before you meet your child because your child tell you off and that shit hurt to the core.
Definitely been there, done that. You hear me? Been there, done that. And baby, that's when I tell you that's a different type of hurt. Baby, a nigga can't do at this point. I feel
But
like
if
a
you
nigga
can
can't
do
break
the
my heart
truth
no more.
though.
baby, a nigga cannot break my heart more than my daughter did. Let me tell
Oh
you.
no, kids are fucking brutal, man. Like truth tellers, they fucking brutal as shit.
Mm-hmm.
I love kids, but yeah, yeah. You want to know the truth? As a kid, son.
And baby, I got a wise 16-year-old about to be 17 next month. And baby, when she see it like she see it, and the things, and now that part I'm not willing to reveal. But baby, when she said what she said, I just had to sit there. I sat there for 30 minutes, like, did this shit really happen?
Yeah, and then those of us who I'ma say 35 and up, our kids, they suburban kids. They don't understand we old gangsters. We got out the game and provided a better life, and y'all think y'all really doing something.
Facts, facts. So I have now this part I'll share. So I was like, baby, you don't even know what you're talking about right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
you ain't got enough life behind you before you ever think and speak on me. And she said, I watched your life since you was 19, so I seen enough of it. Damn.
Yeah, y'all was just finna say your kids are observers, and you gotta understand what they done seen and probably what they done been in earshot of hearing.
It was
They
like,
got
damn,
plenty of ammunition, man.
that shit hit me in my chest like a ton of bricks, and I just had to sit back like, fuck. Oh, oh my
Yeah.
god. So, after that conversation, that's when I started to look at myself. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When your most prized possession in life, the thing that you actually live for, you do
Mm-hmm.
everything for it, has told you about you, and it went wrong. Oh, I gotta do better. That's it. Oh, that. Oh yeah. Oh, that hurt. That's a different type of hurt,
Yeah. That
and
do
on
that
so
shit.
many levels.
Yeah.
On so many levels that it hurts on. It hurts on the fact that my intentions, the way I've lived my life, the things
Yeah.
that I've let go and then put into place and came up the hill for,
Oh yeah, that's fact.
only for you to think this of me. Oh my God.
Hello, everybody.
Peace, peace. What's
Hi.
going on? Introduce yourself to everybody.
Um, my name here is Made from Above, and well, what all do you want to know?
I mean, you ain't got to give too much of who you is, and then you can go into what you want to speak on.
Okay, well, my platform is Made from Above, and I was just passing by in the hallway, and I thought, I like the topic, so let me stop in. And plus, you sent me an invite, and so I wanted to make sure I stopped by and met you.
Thank you for stopping by.
Yes, and so I just now looked up and realized that you had a title up here. What's really wrong with single mothers?
Yes.
Well, I was partially a single mother, but not really because my saying is you don't have to be present to parent because my fathers was missing from the household, but they were very present in our lives. And that makes a difference in a child's life. And sometimes it's not about us as parents. We just have to simply do better for our kids. And it's hard to talk about this situation without talking about men and women. But as women, we have our own set of issues. And then as men, there's a whole nother set of issues. And sometimes we forget to come together for the betterment of the child.
Facts. Facts. We lose sight of that. Or
We
sight.
lose sight, but our children are paying for it. And I can say that now that this is hindsight for me because my children are in their 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen um, what type of responses were going to come from some of my actions and how it has affected them even into adulthood. And so we don't know and understand just how delicate of a thing it is to be a parent, because you literally have people's futures in your hands. And we want the best for them, but sometimes we don't realize how sometimes we're what's not good. And as parents, I had to learn how to accept when it was my fault, because I got the kind of kids that's going to let you know. And I taught them that, so I would never, it's just how me and my kids are. We're open with each other. And there was times, like the young lady said, where they done put me in my little place. And I was forced to listen. And it made us get better. And sometimes as parents, we forget to do that because we're the parent. And so what I say goes, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think we let that mentality overrun logic, and we don't listen to our kids.
Mm-mm. But we should.
Oh yeah, most
And
definitely.
just to respond to your comment,
Yes,
um,
ma'am.
that is the problem, right? I grew up in a I said what I said. You ain't got no opinion. In
Mm-hmm.
2024, that don't work,
It don't.
and I can see why it doesn't. How can I consider you as my heart that lives outside of my chest, and I not value your opinion?
I
Make
mean,
that make It doesn't make sense.
it doesn't. And I used to call my children little people because I never really saw them as kids. Because first of all, they were super intelligent, and it was hard to see them as kids. And so I just called them little people, and we had open dialogue back and forth and stuff like that. And I thought that that was really a good thing. And for the most part, it was. But everything is a balance, because you give them too much of a voice, then they don't know when to pull back. You don't allow them to be a voice, then they don't know when to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Balance is the best thing in that situation. Right.
Yeah.
So with my children, I've gotten to a place where I heard you, I listened to you, but even though you may have a valid point, you're not in a space to articulate it the way you think you're articulating it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But it's a balance, right? You can't be so disrespectful
Mm-hmm.
that your point is not heard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lesson I try to teach my children, and that's in life, right?
Now that's in life, because I'm gonna tell you.
Because you can't tell your boss what is
Mm-mm.
going on in a different way. You have to choose your words carefully.
Yes, you do.
Even though we know what you mean, but are you in a place to even say that the way you're saying it?
Mm-hmm. I
So
mean,
when it comes to disrespect, you can't.
yeah. You can't. When it's disrespect, that's something totally different, because see, I'm not never gonna be able to accept that. That just don't make sense to me. Not with all the sacrifices, this and that. As parents, what we go through. The last thing you're gonna want to do is be disrespectful.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is though, so when I say there's a balance, there's a certain level that I'm gonna let you go to,
Hmm.
right? When you get through that level, then I'm gonna stop you. Because even though what you're saying is helpful and true, I still feel like it's certain ways you ain't gonna talk to me.
Hmm.
You don't eat if I don't feed you. So I hear what you're saying, and I realize I need to hear what you're saying
Oh, okay.
to a certain point.
Yes, you always make your own judgments. We just
Correct.
here to inspire.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hmm. And too, when it comes to parenting, I always just remember so I don't ever end up being too hard on myself. I don't remember no book. I don't remember no. I don't
Um,
remember no instruction guide.
That part.
what I tell
You just
my
winging
children,
it.
when I
You
tell
just
my
winging
children, ain't no book. I did this that I could with what I knew at the moment. I know
Mm-hmm.
different
it. Yeah.
now, so you get different.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I know, cause I ain't anybody told me what to
Mm-mm. You barely had a helpline.
do.
Yeah.
Child.
I think for those of us who are single parents, it don't matter male or father or mother.
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing we should tell our kids so they can better understand, because they, like I say, we already know they see what we think they don't see. So with that being said, like just tell them like, hey, look, don't fault them. Just understand that's how they is, and no matter what, that's the best version of them that you getting.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because how can I give you more than I know?
You know.
I don't have if I'm grasping for straws, what can I do that you want me to do but I don't know how to do it?
I'll speak from my own perspective because I was that child, right? And so w- when the parent is outgrown by the child, sometimes
Mm,
all they could do is let that child kind of be, not in a way that you just let them do what they want to do, but let them show you. Sometimes
mm.
they can show us who they are and what they need if we pay attention.
Mhm.
But paying attention is key. That's the key factor there.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So getting out of your own way to even
Mm-hmm.
see, I had to do that with my daughter. I I said I wasn't going to speak on this, but the truth of the matter is, the things that I've experienced with my 16-year-old, almost 17-year-old, blew my mind. And I saw that the more I tried, the worse it got. So I had to take a step back and look at the situation for real and really listen and really listen to not her words, but her actions. What do your
Mm-hmm.
actions say? Because,
Yeah,
like I
that's
said,
where the truth in that. Yeah.
right, I said I wasn't going to speak on this, but my daughter is respectful to everybody in her life, but I'm the person that she chooses to disrespect. And I had to sit back and ask myself why.
Mm.
I
Did you
wasn't
get an
listening.
answer?
I was gonna say, yeah.
The
What did you come
I,
down to?
I wasn't listening. I
Mm.
wasn't listening to what her actions had was trying to tell me. I wasn't listening. I was
Mm.
in this mode that said, "Oh well, I'm the parent and you're the child," but that's the old school mentality. Like I said, this mentality won't work in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were in 2007, when you were born, we're not there anymore. Society has cultivated them people. They listen to these lives too on TikTok. Baby, TikTok was like kids stuff forever, way before I got on here. So and the information was there. So you're more informed. You know now. You know more than I thought you knew. So,
Mm-hmm.
but your actions was trying to tell me that you knew more. I had to grow up to reach you.
Had to grow in a whole nother way.
Right, I had to grow, and it's still not right now, even to this day. But my mind has grown a little different now. So now I'm paying attention to the things that you're saying, the things that you're, like I said, saying without the words. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it. So now I'm moving differently.
Hey, that's what we do. We live and we learn.
And we going so that's an old school saying.
Mm-hmm.
Every day you living on this earth, you learn something new different day.
Yeah, you got to always be open and receptive, you know what I'm saying? Because you never stop learning.
Never. Or at least you shouldn't.
Hey, you better
You
not.
got a teachable spirit.
It's a saying that you are supposed to seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Keep a teachable spirit all the time.
You understand that knowledge gonna come in various shapes and forms, and kids in life is gonna be some of them two greatest ones that's gonna give you some knowledge.
Because
I
baby,
heard
they
it. I heard it said not too long ago, and I don't remember where I heard it from, but they said that as children, before we're born, we choose our parents. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but they say we choose our parents and then we come as teachers to teach them a lesson on whatever it is that their struggle is. We are
Ooh,
their challenge.
I love that. Oh my God.
Yeah, to touch on it a little bit more detail, it's yeah, the children choose the parents, but in order for you to find out what that lesson that child is going to teach you, that's where astrology and horoscope and all that come in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say for
Explain that.
example, two Aries have a Virgo child. That Virgo is going to teach those Aries to be a perfectionist, because one of the things with Aries, they good starters, but they don't see a lot of things through. So that would be one of those lessons that their child would teach them. Hey, now we finna fit. You gonna start it? We finna finish it. Don't do that.
I got a whole question. I got a question.
Okay.
So when the Aquarius mother has a Virgo child, what's that going? Because I'm ignorant to this situation.
You say
So
what's the child?
a Virgo.
And the mother's Aquarius.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to remember how I worded it to find that. I want to say it's what are the life lessons my child is here to teach me? And that should take you to a generator. When I find it, because I know I got it saved in my phone somewhere. I just can't do it
Well,
because
no worries.
nah.
You
But
saying
I send it to
it sounds
you.
like research. It sounds
Yeah,
like research for
yeah.
real, for real. To find
It'll
out what's
it'll
really going on.
it'll ask for the information and whatnot. And once you put it in, yeah, it'll be like, yeah, your child here to teach you this, and well, this the lesson you ain't learned, and this is also what they here to teach. All kinds of shit like that. It's cool though.
But going back
It's up
to
there with
my
your birth
original
chart and all that
statement,
shit.
going back to my original statement,
Mm-hmm.
the connection that a child has with their mother, right? It's
Mm.
different on so many different levels, right? It's things that our minds cannot physically think of naturally. You have to do the research to understand, get an understanding. And honey, yeah, I'm glad you brought it up because I'm trying to get an understanding
I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't catch understanding of.
of what my child's trying to teach me.
Oh yeah. When I find it, I most definitely send it to you because it's gonna tickle the shit out of you. It
By the
might.
time you,
It's gonna
I've
be
been
some
going
shit,
to
some
already.
shit you
Okay,
want to learn
I'm
from.
looking at this now. Okay,
Hmm.
Listen,
Google
before you
now.
find your list, you can know what that child might be trying to teach you just by trying to figure out how do they irritate you the most and what can you learn from that.
Yeah. Now another thing is pulling up your birth chart and your child birth chart. So that way you understand who you are, and then you read your child birth chart, and then you see the breakdown of how your child is, and you'll understand why they are the way they are. And that may help you not only navigate with your child, but navigate with yourself.
Hmm. It can help give you
Human design
control of
chart.
your
That's what it's
actions.
called. Human design chart. But yeah, that would be a good tool if you're into things. I mean, even if you're not into things like that, they pretty accurate. They hit. It's gonna be a lengthy read. Like it's gonna be about 50 something pages because it's a thorough breakdown. But when you go over it, it's like you're gonna have to take a break, get your glass of wine, smoke something. You're gonna be like, man, what the fuck? But you're gonna be like, all right, let's keep going. Because I mean, I would say human design chart and shadow work is two revealing things that people should tap into. But as far as the topic at hand, and we here to talk about solutions, not problems, right? Since this is a dynamic between man and woman, what would be some things that us men um could do to help support or just help out, period?
Well, my answer for that would be with your daughters, show them how a man is supposed to treat the woman. Show them that. And then for fathers with sons, show them how to be a man. Show them of the power of their word and their bonds, and stay present in both of those situations. As women, with our daughters, we need to give them some grace sometimes because they're going through the same struggles that you went through and a little bit more because the times are different. And so sometimes we have to give them some grace because what you went through when you were a child might not be the same situation for them.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we forget that. And then with our sons, remember that we're showing our sons what type of woman he wants. And don't be the one that he doesn't.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
That's deep.
I know, I be deep sometimes.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. We got brother Kel. What's up? Peace, brother. What's going on?
Hey,
Yeah.
Paul, you're muted.
Oh, hey y'all.
What's up? Peace.
I'm getting out the car, man. I thought I was linked up. My bad. How's
How you
everybody
doing?
tonight?
We're doing well. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking. I appreciate that. It's wonderful to make your acquaintance, sister.
Thank you for being here, brother.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I just saw you. I just popped on and just saw it. You were the first in line, so I popped in, man. I don't even know what the topic is, but I know it's going to be a good one.
It's right there. It's what's really wrong with single mothers, and yeah, it's worded a certain way, but that's just to catch the attention. But it's not only to identify, but also to provide solutions, not just from one side, but also things that we may be able to do as men who create, children that make these women single mothers.
Wow. All right, let's dive in. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's so many angles to this. It's
Yeah.
really, I mean, you
Hey,
know,
we done been up and down the tree. We done been on some branches and down on some roots, so you can go where you want to go, bro.
oh man. So, what's wrong with single mothers?
Mhm.
Uh,
Help them out, though. Help them out.
what's wrong with single mothers? Nothing's wrong with single mothers per se, right? Nothing's wrong with single mothers, individuals as individuals.
I agree.
I think that what we have is a convergence of circumstances that are negative to our entire community. Um, um, I'm particular on one aspect, and that is we have a family court system that is actively creating a bubble of what creating this bubble of the ideology that being a single mom is a great thing.
Mm.
It was never intended for you or for anyone to raise anybody in a single situation. That being said, um, I mean, I would like to stay there only for the simple fact that I believe that the family court system is not helping. It's
Hmm.
not helping us. It's not helping. Right. It's actually the wedge between us, and we are because it's particularly affecting our community. We it's the sing to me. It's the single most destructive thing of our community that beyond slavery, beyond white supremacy, whatever. It's really bad. It's really bad.
Mhm.
It's really bad. You know, for those that don't know, the federal government spends something in the neighborhood of $700 billion. Is it billion?
Yeah, go
Something
ahead.
spends $700 billion to feed state courts, to feed state family court systems, and they're feeding these state family court systems, um, incentivizing the separation, or more importantly, the lack of cooperation and immature attitude for both the men and the women. I mean, I've been through a divorce myself, and you know, even counselors, your own lawyers will tell you, bro, you might as well give this up. You're just doing nothing but wasting money that you could either A, build yourself back up, or B, give to your children. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think that your lawyer is going to help you fight to no. And it's my belief that since that family court structure is built to separate, it's causing and proliferating the problem that we have in our community.
It's doing exactly what it's designed to do.
Correct.
Hmm. I
Correct.
think I think that what you said is very much true, and
Hmm.
that our children, and I don't know how to say this, and I'm new to TikTok too, so knowledge, if I say something that they don't like, you don't have to tell me because I don't know better.
I'm still learning some of these words. I know for the other people they call YT and you gotta
Okay,
say
well, I got the basics, so I'll try not to say anything too deep. But we
I'm
really
making a
have to
note
take
of it.
control over how we raise our children, because first of all, we have a different type of child than most people have,
Hmm.
and they need a little bit of a different upbringing, a little bit more encouragement in all the ways. Um,
Yeah,
and some of the
definitely.
ways that we would encourage our children will get us in trouble.
Well,
Mm.
can you enlighten me on that more? Expand on that topic. So, what's the
Okay.
way to encourage our children healthily?
Great question. I was going to ask the same thing.
I
What
think
was the question?
they're asking me, how can you encourage the child? First of all,
Okay.
I'm going to say that in my day to day, guys, I'm a teacher. So I'm with other people all the time of all ages. And I've just simply learned to learn everyone for who they are, including my own children. Um,
Hmm.
and that helps me to deal with them a whole lot better. Because at the end of the day, I always say, I'm going to be me regardless. And if I think I'm the big mama in the house, no matter how you feel, no matter what you say, I'm going to be the big mama. But I'm going to consider your feelings. So go ahead and tell me what's on your mind. And then I'm going to make my decision. That's how I am. And I don't have any problems because once a child, huh?
That's a great perspective on the way to handle it.
Yeah, because once
Yes.
somebody tells you out of their own mouth what the problem is and what the solution is, well, when you meet them halfway, all the way, or however you gonna do it, then they don't got nothing else to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So I like it where everybody can win. My win might be bigger than yours. Sometimes my loss might be bigger than yours, but everybody's gonna win in the relationship, and that's how we keep things good in our homes. We're not all going to be the same. We're not all going to feel the same. Sometimes the power is going to shift because I honestly believe that some parents need to hush up and listen to their kids. I got a 4-year old cousin. I swear he's smarter than his mama. And he tells her better stuff than what she know. So sometimes you can't just tell that one to sit down and be quiet. Go in there and mind your business because he minding his business.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
His mama.
All in yours.
Mm-hmm.
But these kids are coming out with more. I can tell you this. My sister, God rest her soul, when she was 4, she gave my mama hell. And she was so opinionated. And, Mama, this not right. Don't do that way. It's funny you said that same age.
As a parent, I don't have a problem with that. But you gotta watch how you talk to me.
Mm.
But so I'm gonna teach you how to say it right, so that you can speak your mind to me. Because I like open dialogue, even with my children, because them as little people. Because we ain't just raising kids; we're teaching them how to move in the adult world. So when do we start? For me, I started as soon as they started.
Me too.
I didn't do that baby talk, goo goo gaga. We talking over here to where it make the YT people always like to compliment how well we speak, and I always look at them crazy because how was we supposed to be speaking?
Oh,
Yeah,
the girl,
like
a whole nother
little
topic
do
right
you
there.
know,
It's
we
laughable.
taught y'all how to speak.
Hmm.
But that's a whole nother episode too.
Right, a
All
whole
kind of
nother
episodes.
topic. Child, we need to have, like
Yeah,
I told knowledge, we need to have a whole series
a
because
whole
it's
what now?
so a whole series because it's so crazy. Why are we not talking about and sharing our experiences with each other about how
Yeah.
we're navigating this life?
Oh yeah, we need to because that's what the village, that's what the tribe used to be.
That's what we're supposed to be doing, and so I think that's a fantastic question. And if Mr. Knowledge will let me share a little bit of what I got going on, I would
Go ahead,
love to tell you more.
go ahead, speak on.
Because the platform that you're providing right now, I call it like a safe space for us to get in here and talk about all the things that most people don't want to talk about. And
Yes.
that's kind of what I got going on too. So on my channel, I call it the Soul Cafe because we're gonna come in, sit down, get comfortable, and talk for a while. We're gonna eat, we're gonna drink, we're gonna smoke, we're gonna do whatever we do at the cafe.
Okay.
And we're going to sit there and talk about some of these issues because they're real issues. And I cannot go a day in life without going out and seeing the issues.
Yeah, exactly.
But no one wants to talk about the issues.
It's too hard to ignore, and I see too many people doing it, and I'm like
Well,
you just
let's
gotta
go in
start.
then. Let's go in then. Let's talk about them issues. You know what I'm saying? What's the number one issue? Okay, so let's if you don't
Go
mind,
ahead,
Ali, let
go ahead, brother. Go ahead. You know, I always love it when you on the platform, man. Let's go.
my bad. I'm sorry. So so we're talking about single. Let's start with the first thing, right? Single mom, and
Mm,
I say that from the very beginning we have to understand that it was never intended by God for a mother to raise her children by herself. I think that goes without saying. I think that we're talking about that from the perspective of best interests of the child. And oftentimes we mistake the best interest for the child for being the best interest of the mom, because we assume that the mom's intentions in whatever she's doing through that vessel of the court system is for the betterment of the child. And we've seen too much to know that oftentimes that's not the case, because it automatically set the court systems automatically set the parents as adversaries. And when you have that adversarial scenario, you create a one-sided issue where the child is supposed to receive the balance of what mom gives and how mom parents and how what mom's skills and gifts are that she needs to give to the child. And we assume, again, through
Mhm.
that lens of the court system, that dad's only real contribution to that is money. And
Mhm.
we've
Mhm.
seen far too much to know that that premise is absolutely false.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So from that perspective, if you've got two parents that are adversarial and they're going at each other for whatever reason, various reasons, where the court system is not rewarding or encouraging or incentivizing a cooperative. They're saying you got all the power over here, parent A, whether that be man or woman, and B, you have none save for, you get to see your child on a limited basis, and you're really not there to impart, you're there to have an event, an occasion with your child. And
Mhm.
so the parenting aspects get dropped
Mhm.
for, dad, you saw the child, you get to see the child every other weekend. Well, let's add that up, right? So we believe that a dad is there to provide 26 weekends out of a 365-day year. Those weekends are probably 2 days or 48-hour period tops,
Mhm.
right? 48 hours times 26, do the math. 26 occasions, do the math. That's a little over a week of total.
That is not enough.
At all.
Not.
And,
But that's
and,
why we shouldn't be letting people tell us how to raise our kids.
that part. So I'm trying to hold my mouth because I have so much to say.
Okay.
So let me take this one first. So the system has created weekend parents. So you
Mhm.
don't have to deal with the day to day issues of the child. You become the fun parent. And the custodial parent actually deals with the problems that child had. So it's different for a single mom who's just wanting to raise their child and to agree with your point. Why are we looking at our roles? Custodial parent, father, mother, we're parents.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah.
That's what we are. We made them together. It was 50-50 when it came to that child.
So
If
what I
we
learned.
speak
Oh,
on what May from Heaven said, the way and you kills, it was designed for us to give 50-50 because
mm-hmm.
where I'm weak, he's strong. Where he needs this in life to be a person that is a asset to society.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
Yep.
situation here when there's a hindrance. So we go to comment back on the system again. In
Mhm.
response to that. The system is designed because why do you assign a custodial parent and a regular parent who has no say so? That's not okay.
That don't
Right.
even make sense.
You
It's,
don't.
it's
So
to
we're
make
coming to
them.
you for help because we can't come to a resolution.
Yeah.
So we're in your family court. And I used to be a state employee, and I used to see it so much, and I never thought about it because I had to be, what's the word I'm looking for? I had to be
You probably had to be
professional,
numb to a lot of that.
professional, not emotional. Professional, not emotional.
Yeah.
So I had to handle my profession. Being a state employee for them people with them three letters, okay? I decided, yeah, without a job. I've never quit a job without one. This ain't for me. Because if I stay here, I'm going to lose my job. Because it's certain things that just wasn't going right. Because the system is the problem. You say you're a mediator. So when me and him can't come to a conclusion that's healthy and safe for our children,
Mm-hmm.
we come to you for you to just give us an agreement. You know how many times that I've heard that the parent agreement didn't work and they didn't want to enforce it when the parent agreement is the problem in the beginning. So why can't this agreement say, hey, you're a mother, you're a father, y'all share a child,
Mm-hmm.
work it out, but
Mm-hmm.
you put in there, literally, you put in there, this person has more power than you, and you think that's gonna make it work. So
Mm-mm.
now, when we right, and when we trying actually to come to an agreement for our children, we end up making it worse.
I don't even.
How
I.
have more power than him?
I don't
That's
even think it's power. I think is the court system taking gas and just pouring it on that emotional fire that burns inside, and it's like, all right, yeah, we're gonna give you everything you need, yeah, just how you feel. Fuck him. Like, yeah, they putting batteries in the back to further make a division, so to speak.
And it's the worst thing because it's our system is designed for money.
Yeah,
So I want you to keep coming back here because you're gonna keep paying me
yeah, I
because
want y'all to have the
I,
drama.
I actually designed this system for y'all to keep being at odds. Because first and foremost, when I was named the custodial parent, of course he got angry because
Yeah,
I have no more power than he does.
yeah.
We created this child 50-50. Why do I have more say so than he does? That's
because
not right.
really you don't. And like when a mom and a dad are parenting, you're not giving 50-50. That's the misconception because really both of y'all need to give 100-100.
There you go. There
And the
you.
courts
Exactly.
keep us from doing that because it's a mind thing. It's almost like a spell casted on over you.
I think
Mhm.
if both was given a hundred, that's how the child equally gets 50-50 from both parents.
Yes. And yes.
Correct.
And it gives them a
Simple
great
math.
experience to grow in.
If I'm only giving 50 and my partner giving 50, that means my child is only getting a quarter of that.
Listen, if I
Correct.
only water half
Right.
of my garden, only half of it's gonna grow.
That's
Yeah.
funny because I had a mentor in my church, and he said, relationship math.
Mm-hmm.
When you multiply, because remember, God said we are supposed to be what? Fruitful
Fruitful and
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 multiply.
multiply.
Yes,
So
sir.
when
right.
you multiply a fraction, if you are not a whole person, you're
Mm-hmm.
not a whole person. So you're
Mm,
1/4, you're 1/4, or you're 1/8, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When you
Yeah.
multiply a fraction, you get a smaller fraction. So when
Hmm.
you multiply 1/4 times 1/4, you
Yep.
get 1/16. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
everybody's getting less. And to add to
Mhm.
that point, I think the key for people to refocus their mind and for the courts to refocus their objective. Because again, the objective says that this is what it is, but like you said, Ali, hey, you guys are putting batteries in people's backs, you're soaking drawers in gasoline, and you're setting the whole place on fire. So no
Mm-hmm.
wonder we have this constant, the results of these things are negative to not only the black community, because whatever's good for the black America is good for America,
Yeah.
right? So reverse that and do this. Put the money on what they say used to say tax sin, tax in uncooperation,
Mm-hmm.
tax a lack of cooperation,
Mm.
right? So instead of saying, hey, we're gonna go with this with everybody saying, you get 50, you get 50. You
Mm-hmm.
don't get 26 weekends. Oh no, you get 26 weeks.
Mhm.
You get
Mhm.
26 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your
Spending that.
responsibility, when the child is with him, he pays for them clothes, he pays for that food, he pays that electricity, whatever that usage is, he's paying for all those things. You on the other side are doing the same thing. Now, we're going to incentivize you. There's going to be, and here's the thing, no child support,
Mm-mm.
none.
Mm-mm.
Child support is going to be the sword that we bring out when you aren't focused in on your child. So you can't, if you dude out there, you created this child, you want to say, hey, you go and deal with it. No, 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 sir. You got to work to get your own crib. If you
Mm-hmm.
can't
Mhm.
get your own crib, we're going to understand why you can't get your own crib. We're going to make Section 8 open for everybody. Okay. And you got to at least have applied for that situation. Until then, we're hitting you with child support, right? Until then, we're going to hit you with some form of child support that's going to offset. Now, on the other side, if you got to come to court, everybody's paying. Everybody. You got
Everybody.
to pay. Everybody's paying. You pay
But
when you're not able to cooperate.
They
You
go to
don't
looking
want to,
crazy. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You don't want to come to court. Nah, you don't want to come to court at all. And the
Mm-mm.
second thing is, the reason why we have an imbalance, part of that imbalance is this, right? And not to say that all women do this, but when you add bitterness and you add the sword of the courts and the sword of jail and this and that and the third,
Yeah.
you're not helping. How is that helping the father be involved? How is it
Yeah.
helping him? It's like the courts are operating in this flowery world where a man can automatically just go and get a better job to
Mhm.
pay everything plus himself plus a home that he has to maintain, in which a child is only going to be there for 26 weekends.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't
It's
make any sense. You
designed for
want
fellas.
money, why are you taking away his if you want money, why are you taking away his license? Why are you threatening him with jail? Jail's not going to get y'all any more money.
Nah.
It's not going to get no
Designed.
more money.
What you make off a person in jail ain't helping a child anyway. So.
And then on the other
Mm.
side, right? Then on the other side, okay? On the other side, when mothers are alienating their child against that father, okay? You're alienating him, meaning you're not following. He comes to pick him up. You're not following. Did you commit a crime? Yes, you did. But here's what
Mm-hmm.
the court is saying. So what we're going to do is we're now going to take away the custodial parent and put them in jail for the person that we've already determined doesn't have the wherewithal to hold that child down independently. The action is we're not going to assess a penalty to you because that's then taking away the custodial parent who's providing all the covering.
Mm-hmm.
So it's unenforceable. You've made it unenforceable and no teeth. to say, hey, I mean, sure, you can go and hold somebody in contempt, but then you got to pay the money. Then you got to get an attorney. Then you got to present your case in the proper way. And then you've got to have that enforced. Then you've got to get a sheriff. Then you got,
Yeah.
I mean, John Brown. So what I'm saying is incentivize cooperation by the party. Look, we ain't trying to go to court. I want the boy in football. I want to toughen him up a little bit. I want him to get some self-reliance. Or you want me to just come and drive the kid off? No, I'm gonna do it myself.
Mm.
Well, I don't like football and this and that and the third. I'm his daddy too. I want him to be safe, and I'm going to teach him safety on the field. And I'm
Yeah.
going to have him in a great program that's going to. You don't. If we were married and that same scenario would happen, what would really be happening? The wife would be saying, "Hey, I don't like this particular sport, but you're picking up all of the weight to make this to have this kid go into this in this activity." And you're going to hold all the responsibility if something happens to that child the reason why I didn't want him to participate. Fine, then the cooperation will already be built into the system because you're married,
Yeah.
right? Right. So again, if we reverse the money flow into incentivizing cooperation, incentivizing not wanting to go to court, we would have a better result of parents, so that we would have a better result in children. Now, I just gave a quick overview of kind of what my thought process is, but you know,
Whew,
It was a good thought process. It
it
was.
was. And
You
and
were
I hate, oh, I'm
you.
sorry.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I always have to play devil's advocate because
Uh-huh.
I like to go deeper than what is. No matter how deep y'all go, I'm gonna try to go a little bit deeper because that's just
come
who I
on,
am.
Well,
come
hey, let's
on, girl,
go.
come on, let's get
Let's
it on,
go.
let's get it on.
We can go.
Because all of that is great, but I want us to stop taking our kids to the court system. Period.
Facts.
Get them out of our homes.
Facts. We got to get back to taking care of our own
We don't
people.
need somebody to come over us and tell us how to raise our kids because it's our kids that's going to be trying to go get put in jail over some nonsense, that's going to be attacked just for being black, all this other stuff.
Yeah. If it's not one of our elders, don't nobody need to be in that shit. And the elders don't
No.
need to be in it like that. That's just as on an as needed basis.
But our family structure is not what it used to be because every family needs to have a big mama.
Right.
Where's big
Oh
mama?
You
man.
missed out. You
Man.
saw big mama. Because both of mine is today, and
I,
if
I
they
got
can't see
I
where
got
how my
one
mouth going, they'll be
one big
rolling over.
mama love. Woo!
It's
I
almost like a family crime to be big mama these days.
man.
Don't nobody want to hear that. Go on somewhere with that. Okay, well, you need to hear it.
Yeah. That's what you is. You got to go ahead and grow into that because that's what you're gonna be walking in. That's what they gonna tell you. I had to keep myself from wanting to fight a kid when I got called school, and I had to realize like, damn, I done went from nephew to uncle. Holy shit!
Yeah.
I got to work in it now.
I only have my own experiences to speak on. And so when I was a child, I'm the firstborn in my generation, and my mom had 8 siblings. So her 8 siblings became my 8 mamas and daddies.
And
So
that's the thing. Our family structure has changed.
Yeah,
yes,
It's a
most
progressive.
definitely.
It's not
which
progressive.
right. And whichever one of them aunties or uncles I was with, I knew the rules. I knew how to act. I knew everything. And I
Yeah.
better not get out of line. And if I do something that this one let me do, but the other one don't do, I better not do it because it might be a test.
Oh yeah.
Like we knew we
Oh
had
yeah.
rules. We knew how
Not
this
a
thing was
test.
going to
That's a
go because
grade.
we had to be accountable to a whole bunch of different people. We don't have no village no more. We got court systems
Oh
that really don't care.
yeah. Don't
And
nobody.
that's not
Not only
right.
that, don't nobody police the neighborhood no more either.
No. Listen, we was the big yellow house on the corner that could see the whole neighborhood.
There you
So
go.
don't get out of line, because when that phone ring and they ask Miss Betty, "Have you seen my child?"
Yeah.
She gonna tell on you.
If it ain't that, your house is the hangout house for all the kids in the neighborhood.
We was the hangout household. Everybody
Yeah.
was at the house.
Huh. To this day,
But let me
my
jump in on this one. Let me jump in on this one real quick. And
Okay.
I love, because I'm old enough to remember, and some people still have that, but I'm old enough to remember when black people were black people,
Yeah.
right? Now, but see, here's our problem. We're trying to come up with a solution that relies on a strong culture that's no longer present. The black
Mm,
community is not the black community that we have in our childhood memories. The black
no.
community is fractured. It's damn near broken and will be broken in a very few amount of years. And so we're operating under conditions like our culture can withstand or be the default to our problems, and it can't anymore. This is who we are at this point, right? Right now, we don't have a culture that can overcome because that's been broken, right? So we, and I'm not saying we have to start with the courts, but we almost have to start with the courts. If we don't go political, and this is where I say to a lot of people, you know what I mean, and I'm not trying to get off into that topic, but we have to start voting what is good for our culture, not what's good for a party.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to support no matter who they are. We have to, I mean, think about it. We the, and I know these people have stronger cultures than we, but they don't ask Asians or Latinos or this. They don't have that. Their culture overcomes, court systems and this and that and the third. There's very few percentage of them that are actually going to involve themselves in that kind of situation. It's embarrassing to them to have their business out in the courts.
True.
It
But we
ain't for
don't got
us.
that. No, we don't
yeah.
got that now. We run to the man to put a father or to put a mother or whomever else under the thumb. And so if we don't start talking about how we get them out of our homes, we have to, we're going to be lost. We have to start with the courts. We have to. I mean, just think about the amount of money that is going through. They're funding this and they're not getting a return. Or they are, because when they real daddy, the US government comes, or the state government comes for your child to put them into a state facility,
Or an army.
then they come back and that's why they get in their return. And they're getting you off of, and they're getting your child off of years, decades. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say, I mean, with respect to all single moms out there, the ones that are real and doing it well and understand the importance of dad being involved, it's the single most destructive thing. For slavery didn't even do us this way.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? If you have right now, right? The average, just look at the stats. And that the stats will start telling you, like, this is kind of ridiculous. Why would you even go? Why would the courts even go for this? The stats are telling you just the presence of dad in the house, and not that 26-week babysitting bull job, parenting,
Yes.
just dad around, 9 times less likely to be in poverty or homeless. 8 times, 9 times, 10 times more likely to be involved in a crime or state penitentiary. The list goes on and on and on. And again, we're talking about probabilities. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about gonna happen. We're talking about probabilities. Plenty of people out there who were raised by a single parent that aren't involved in any of that foolishness, and they are doing well and thriving. But we're talking about 73% of us are XYZ negative connotation, whatever you want to say, mental problems, uh, adjusting problems. I mean, my mom was a teacher too for 35 years. And she used to
Mm-hmm.
come back and talk all the time like, yo, these kids don't even have the gray matter to do simple math. I mean, there was a stat this the other day, 63% of black high school graduates can't do 12th grade math.
Yeah.
How are you going to, no matter, even if you survive all of the possibilities, you're still not prepared for the world.
And then our society doesn't smile upon you staying in the household after you grown. You're encouraged to get out.
Correct.
So now you got another problem because you're not ready to get out.
I'm
And
not
all
with
of
putting
these
kids
and
out on
all of
it.
these other cultures, that's not how they operate. You stay until
Yeah.
you're married. You stay until you got
Yeah.
that master's. You stay until you got that PhD. And
Or
then
you
when
move
you
out the house into your own house.
correct, or you move out the house into a family owned house and you're not paying exorbitant rent.
There you go. That's what I mean. You going from your parents' house to being a homeowner.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, that's a different story. And we're setting ourselves up for failure. And then we look back and we're wondering why. Well, crap. It was destined, like the sister said. The system is designed for that,
Yeah.
and we keep going to that well over bitterness or this relationship didn't work out or this, that, and the third. And I know more about raising a child than you, and what are you doing? And hey, man, we ain't got time for these conversations. We ain't got time for this bull job, man.
Uh,
Like
Your child don't
literally,
got time.
we don't have time for any of this.
We don't
We
got
have
time.
we really don't have time because listen, we are set up at the every 80 years, the powers that be try to do a reset on us. And we need to know that we are at the end of the 80 years. And so information is changing right before our eyes. Everything is changing right before our eyes. I moved out the city a few years ago. Now, when I go to the city, I don't even know my way around no more. Not because I forgot, but because even the roads are different.
yeah.
Everything in front of our eyes is changing and elevating except us.
And that's the thing. We gotta remember we gotta continuously grow and evolve or we gonna be lost. We're gonna be left behind.
That's what's happening because our
That's what's
people are
happening.
so stiff necked, hard
Uh-oh.
headed. I'm trying to use words that I can blame on the Bible, but that's what we are.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think to be honest with you, not to turn this into church because I will without a problem. Trust me, out of problem. Um, First and foremost, these are the flames. These are the flames of when they talk about you have to fire gold in order to purify it,
Mhm.
and we have to understand that there's a certain percentage of us that can't come.
Yes,
They can't come. We're not talking to you,
that's
right?
a big number too.
You're not, you know what I'm saying? We're having these conversations about 50-50 relationships. That's the economy. That's not an ideal. That's the economy, right? You can't do it by yourself. It's not, the economy is not designed for you to do it by yourself anymore. Maybe in the 80s, maybe in the 90s. But what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? And it's only a few years away. Trust me on this. You know what I mean? What you don't know, I have a degree in political science from the University of Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? And I graduated in 1996. You know, this is my passion. This is my love. And what people don't really understand is that the first place that the cuts are going to come from are from these social programs that have propped up a lot of people into believing they got it. You don't got it.
Mm.
To the brothers that are out there, okay. You're creating all these extra babies. You're never going to rise, bro. Never. I'm not even worried about the kids per se, but you keep tagging yourself into these court situations, it's designed to hold you back and designed to hold your impact back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's designed for that. So you have to change or adapt to what's being said. I encourage all brothers, strap up. You want to have recreational sex, you need to strap up. I encourage all ladies out there, it's not his responsibility to protect your body. You must protect your own body. Don't be mad when you get out there and it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a whole lot easier, because I don't know what math y'all are on, but 50% of 100 is a whole lot better perspective than 100% of 100,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we have a lot of these ideals, and it's funny because a lot of the ideals that are out there for both men and for women, black men and for black women. Meanwhile, the person that is responsible for poisoning your mind with these ideals, they're going home to a husband and family and children, and they're rising together, and they're putting their money together so that they can invest and get that retirement going. So by the time they're 50, 55, 60 years old, and they got maybe 15 to 20 years left with them grandkids, they're going to leave something to them grandkids and springboard them forward. Meanwhile, you telling your kid to get it out the mud.
At the same time that those people are not thinking about us when they go home, we cannot think about them because we got too many other things to think about, like survival. And so we really have to get to the bottom of what is our true issues. But it's deep, so I probably shouldn't share it.
No, no. That's exactly where we go. Because
Well,
here's what I said this before. What's happening here in our space is that the left and the right have the mic.
Yes.
And the people at the middle, when we go into a left or right space, we're pulling in the opposite direction. So when you hear somebody talk ultra conservatively, we gotta be all right, but that's not really what's going on here. And you gotta pull them to the left, and they think you're all the way left. And the same thing happens on the left. We gotta be a little bit more conservative. And they're like, oh, you're one of, you know what I'm saying? You get identified and polarized, and the people in the middle who got common sense are like, nah, it's a blend.
Well, then let me speak my piece then, because I do so often get told not to overspeak or whatever, that sometimes I just try to pull myself back. But what I wanted to say is I'm a good one to speak for my people and all people, because first of all, my heart is in the right place. I'm pure love. Second of all, somebody's got to take control of the situation. And I wish that as people of color, indigenous people, whatever kind of people we want to call ourselves, I don't know. But I wish you would remember that you don't have a leader. So you might have to step up and be the leader.
There you go.
And in leading, one thing for me as a leader in my classroom, I wish another teacher would come in there and start telling me how to teach. We got a problem. Excuse me. This is my classroom.
Our leadership should be assassinated or unalive. Sorry, unalive.
Hey,
Let me put F1 in the chat.
mute with the echo.
My bad.
And so for me, I just really wish that we would take control of our situations, but I understand that we can't take control of our situations because we don't realize there are situations to take control of. So we keep waiting for the other people to take care of the situations for us, and all they're going to do is continually make them worse.
So, I know it's gonna be hard for us to come together as quote unquote a nation and all that or whatnot, but okay, how can we do that? As far as, I put it like this, it got to start within the home. So how do we bring it into the home?
Okay, so for me, you might agree with this. You know, we used to have a day, a Sabbath day, a seventh day, whether you call it Sunday, Saturday, it could be Wednesday as far as I'm concerned. But a day when you talk to your household and y'all teach, y'all study, y'all make a come up together. We forgot to do that. We didn't forget to do it. We was told that we couldn't do it. But we need to start bringing the basic knowledge of us back into our homes, because we got children out here that are lost trying to be somebody that they are not.
Mm.
But we forgot to tell them who they be.
I obviously I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? The only thing about that is those are the 301 classes.
Oh, okay. What's the 101 so I can try to stay?
Because no, I'm saying the reason why I say that is because you have to. There are certain rungs on the ladder that have to be climbed in
Okay.
order to have that, right? You know what I'm saying? Fortunately for me, I was raised in a Christian household. Fortunately for me, my mother and my father sent me to a Catholic school. I'm not Catholic, but they wanted to have a religious exposure of morals and values about who you are and what limits you're not going to cross because they're not pleasing to the Almighty, right?
Yes.
Um, I think starting at a micro level as opposed to a macro level, right?
Baby step.
Soon as I say it, say I'm done. And my screensaver, my favorite gun. I'm rocking, I'm swerving, I'm popping, detergent, get money, it's urgent. God bless, her surgeon. I run my hand Birdman, double cup, lean head. I don't think you leave, man. It's a blessing, you ain't dead. I keep it rolling like paraplegic. I'm better believe it, you better believe it. Hope I ain't know me like every mosquito. I'm wearing shades, think I'm staring at people.
I did miss a part of the conversation, but I love the fact that I think this is Ali's music.
Wake up, like the blunt
Ali, that's you, homie.
Sleep my bitch look like she Cherokee. My crib look like I'm selling keys. My deep feel like some therapy. By that life, I guarantee you living life vicariously. This life gon' be the death of me.
Right.
That's you. That was you, Ali.
Right. It was. That was good though. It was good.
Ali, you gotta mute your mic, homie. Mute your mic real quick, though. Well, thank you for that interlude, Ali. We appreciate that.
Oh, shoot.
It's going again.
Ali, you gotta put your mic on mute or something, bro.
Don't have no music playing.
It's going.
I swear. And they know it, they know it, they know it. Niggas ain't shit. I swear.
They know it. That's my jam. What? Hey. They know. They know it.
The interlude.
I swear. And they know it, they know it, they know it. These niggas be lying for no reason. Then they wonder why we packing up and leaving. Shit was good till I caught his ass creeping.
Ali,
Messages you tried to
Ali.
delete them. But I could see right through these niggas. I had to do it one time with some big figures. But the money wasn't real, it was fake. Had about 5 or 6 kids, he ain't even mentioned
I don't
niggas
put my
ain't
phone on your
shit.
phone no more.
I swear. And
You
they
might gotta
know it, they
reset,
know
yo.
it, they know it. Niggas ain't shit. I swear. And they
You know
know
the
it, they
song?
know it, they know it. Niggas ain't shit.
You know the song?
I know the song. I love Anaya and Lamy.
Niggas ain't shit.
I love her voice.
And they
But that's a problem right there, too. Those songs.
That's the problem. And I love her. I love her music. I love her voice. Huh?
I just say the truth to my fuck
Let me send this to myself.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, good.
Just talking to this. Hold on, I'm gonna restart the live. This is the
Where'd you get the? Yo, man, you got like your. I think you got your like.
y'all come back. I'm gonna put y'all back on the top.
Okay, let's go. Hang up
Okay,
because we
y'all.
can't stop the song.
Yeah,
Okay,
'cause I know
coming
where it's
back.
coming from. So I'm gonna just restart the live. And if I come back, I'll put
Yeah,
y'all
you're
back
gonna
on
have
the
to
top.
restart it.
Continue on.
I'll come back.
Y'all come back and finish up, and we'll be right back. Stay
Y'all
tuned.
got it.
know we all